Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's Chris Denny with Denny Country Life. Um, so today's video is about a Fimco 60-gallon sprayer that I bought, and it has the boom width itself is about 10 feet, but the spray pattern they say is 12. Um, and this is a PTO pump unit, not the 12 volt. So I just wanted to give a quick video here about first impressions and what I'm going to do to it to make it a little bit better for my application. One of the biggest complaints about this that I saw was that the boom would get stress fatigue from bouncing around in the fields, and eventually parts of the boom would break. So being that I fabricate, I figured that wouldn't be a problem for me. And so just looking at it, you can tell right off the bat that it has no support. So I'm fixing that, and I'm actually going to extend the boom out so that it has a 16-foot spray pattern versus a 12. So for me, that's going to be big. I don't have a ton of acreage compared to a lot of people, but I do plan on probably spraying somewhere between 30 to 40 acres. And once you start getting over that 15, 20, 30 acre mark, it's nice to have a wider boom. So by adding 4 feet to this, I mean, you just do some very quick math in your head. For every 3 passes that you do, you made up for your 4th pass. So you basically cut your number of passes through the field by roughly 25%. So assuming that you don't overlap too bad and things like that, which I'm probably going to do, but yeah. So anyway, this one has the mounts that clamps the tank to the actual chassis, which I kind of like. I haven't heard of any issues with these 60-gallon tanks breaking or cracking. Apparently they're relatively tough. So I know that this isn't like a commercial agriculture, spray unit, but I'm not really a commercial agriculture guy. So I'm just trying to get my darn weeds under control and hopefully make it so that the grass isn't fighting so much for real estate and nutrients out of the field. So let's see, first impression on the valve unit. I think it looks kind of cheesy. I see almost every single sprayer in this category has this exact same unit. I mean, I've looked at probably 3 or 4 different brands, and they all had literally what you're looking at right now. So if it was horrible, I don't think that they would be putting it on so many units. I'm sure that it's going to work good. Most people's biggest complaints, I guess, would be that you cannot, individualize sections of your boom. And that's something that I'm probably going to end up changing. So you can get the diversion valve set up, just the valve by itself, for around $100. And we'll see how things go. I think that with the 16-foot boom, it would be nice, especially towards the last couple passes. If the field isn't totally straight and you end up having to overlap a bunch and put down extra material that costs you money, it would be nice to at least be able to cut this boom in half or whatever. So I'm probably going to end up doing that. The other upgrade I'm probably going to do is the roller pump. You can't spray Roundup with it, or you can. It's just if you don't do a really good job flushing it out, because it is a cast and it isn't stainless, you will end up eventually ruining the pump. So I would like to be able to spray Roundup. I mean, I may or may not. We'll see what happens. I think it's probably going to more depend on if enough of my farming buddies that don't have sprayers want Roundup sprayed and they're willing to hire me to do it, then I'd probably end up investing in the stainless steel pump. So otherwise, I mean, it seems like a reasonably well-built unit. I can't find too much to nitpick about it. It's nice that it has the gun and all that, but so what I'm gonna do here, you're gonna have to bear with me. So this unit obviously swings back, which is nice in case you hit something. So this is a 1x1 tubing. It's like 062 wall, I think. And so 3/4 inch tubing that I've had for a long time. It's just been sitting around. I used it for a job. Those pieces are cut to length. They're 1 foot. And so I'm going to insert that into this 6 inches, and then so we'll have 6 inches on both sides. And then these are my extension rods. So those are 22 inches long. And that's going to get me what I need as far as distance goes. So we got a kit, well, kind of just picked out a kit. I went to the Fimco website and I bought 2 complete setups with tees. These were like 16 bucks a piece, and then these clamp kits to mount those were like 3 bucks a piece or something like that. Shipping was like 14. Altogether, I think it was like 55 bucks or something. I know I probably could have done it cheaper, doing it my own way and maybe going through Shoops or something, but it's Fimco. It's gonna match and it's gonna look like it was kind of meant to be, and I like that. Continuity is good. Here's a post that I just finished for hanging a gate into my corral system. So here is a hoop that I built that is going to support the boom. And what this is, it's 22 inches wide, 32 inches overall height. And then I've got this 3/16 angle that has 2 bolt locations on each side. And I'll show you where that's gonna go. So you can see I have my holes marked where they're gonna go. Once I got this welded up, I just put it in place. So you can do this one-handed. I centered it, and then I took a Sharpie and I made my mark. And I bought some cable with springs and the rest of the hardware required to go down and give this puppy some support. So I think the issue with these booms bouncing around and not having support is going to be completely remedied. Hopefully I get a lot of life out of it. If I don't, I suppose I could always just build a heavier duty boom, but I think just having that hoop there is gonna do the trick. So here's a bag full of goodies. All right, guys, there she is, all put together. Turned out pretty slick. The boom is nice and supported. Installation was real easy. Probably took about, I'm gonna say 45 minutes. That's including drilling the holes for the hoop to mount to the chassis. Yeah, so extra straightforward. So this 90-degree tip used to be here. So you just remove that, put it on the end, install the new nozzle body with the T on it. It just takes a matter of minutes. Had to obviously drill holes to clamp the tube to that 1 foot long insert that connects the two. Anyway, here's the eye bolt that I was talking about. Spring assembly, double clamped. I always tape the ends of wire rope so you don't end up getting stabbed by the loose ends on it. So anyway, yeah, it turned out pretty good. I think anybody looking at it from the outside that doesn't know me or know any better, you look at this sprayer and just think it came from the factory like that. And that's what I was shooting for. So anyway, it worked out really good. Right now I've got, can't remember if I mentioned it, about 10 pounds of pressure, just kind of supporting this boom up a little bit. So you can see as you look down it, there isn't any droop. Before I installed the cable and spring assemblies, there was about 4 inches of droop on both ends, and nobody likes droop. So anyway, so it's just enough to where if you push down on it, the spring assists it back up, so it won't, hopefully it won't beat itself to death out in the field. So anyway, it'll probably be a little bit before I get a chance to get it out in the field. Most of my ground is clay, and so we'll probably be looking at maybe the middle of April before I'm able to get it out. But anyway, that's it. Worked out pretty cool. If anybody's interested in a kit like this, I could put one together for you. Shipping is going to be a little bit just because of the size of the hoop. Maybe I could work on a design to make it bolt together and save some space on shipping. But yeah, I'll have to work up a price on everything, see what, add everything up as far as hardware goes and steel costs and then labor, etc. But if I had to guess, I mean, I think we're probably right around a total of $200 for all of the hardware. And if I was going to build a bunch of these, I could definitely shop around and get hardware less expensive, probably even better hardware for less money. And then as far as steel goes, the steel wasn't that much. I mean, my labor, I'm probably, like I said, about 2.5 hours or so into making these parts. So at my shop rate, so I think I could probably ship this to somebody's door pretty comfortably for around $500, maybe $550, depending on what shipping ends up being. So the benefit of this would be you get 25% more spray, or 25% increase in your swath, which saves you time, saves you diesel, obviously, wear and tear on the tractor, and you don't have to upsize to a bigger roller pump. So you get to keep your factory. In this case, it's a 6 roller pump, and so if you go any bigger than this, then you have to upsize your pump, and that's going to be several $100. The other thing is that you get your boom support. So even if you don't extend your boom out to gain width, I would suggest making your own hoop and building your own setup, or doing something, or you get a hold of me, I can build you one. But supporting that boom, I think, is really going to be key, especially if this is your main sprayer, you're a hobby guy like me. It's important that the boom doesn't fall apart on you when you're in the middle of the field and you end up with a big giant mess. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take good care, leave comments down below, and we will catch you on the next video.